And now we're going to look at Kuwait, which has implemented some of the biggest water projects the Middle East has ever seen, and has adopted some groundbreaking approaches to procuring major water projects. I'm very pleased to say that we've got an excellent speaker who can talk with great authority about the projects that are coming in Kuwait in the years to 2020. Suhaila engineer, Suhaila Marifi, is Director of Studies and Research at Kuwait's Ministry of Electricity and Water. She's going to provide an update about the major projects, including those that are going to be procured through Kuwait's PPP program. So will you please welcome Engineer Suhaila Marifi.
Good afternoon. I hope you are all awake after lunch, I'm not. Anyway, my name is Suhaila Marifi. I am the Director of the R&D and Planning, Minister of Clean Water, and I would like to present to you our project that's coming up in the near future. First of all, every 5 years we contact all utilities and industrials and the oil sectors. We request their demands. As you see here, the housing project, we have 5 new cities coming up, and they are huge cities. And so the housing requires about 200 million per gallon, and commercial industrial about 100, and industrial load and oil sector is about 75. And we have an a steady annual increase about 6%. It varies between 4 to 8, 6%. It depends on temperature. You know how hot Kuwait is, 50 degrees and goes to 52. So people showers a lot all the time. And they use a lot of water for gardening as well, because the brackish water used to be twice a week, now it's once a week. So if you don't plant your water in summer, they really die. So our consumption is, we are the top 5 in the world of abusing water in Kuwait, but it's due to temperature and dust and other stuff, So we need about 450. Installed capacity right now is about 500 million per gallon, and we need about 450 million per gallon coming up until 2030. It might change, like every 5 years or every 2 years, the housing authority and the industrial, they come with a new, like the oil sector, with a new refinery, with the new cities. The land of Kuwait is huge. Kuwait city is only like maybe 1/10 occupied of the land. The rest of the land is all sitting on oil, so we have to get clearance from the Kuwait Oil Company in order to build a new development. So plan changed, but every 5 years we update it, and accordingly we update our demand and our calculations. But I'm here every year, and I'm with meet every 3 times a year, so the data doesn't change every year. Okay, as you see here, this is the curve. You can see here, 2016, the availability was 480. Availability, when I say it's 480, is availability, not installed capacity. We have more than that. But sometimes the units come out and not available. And when I'm talking about this, I'm talking during summer peak, and not during winter or other time. And the 451 million per gallon is the average consumption during summer. It was for 2016. As you see, we're going to grow so fast. And our expectation right now, because we have a program called Tershid, and we're going to rationalize water, and there's penalties for someone who ever abused the water. When they wash the car with the hose or the area, they really get penalized. And if we issue them the power and water prices and the cost they have used, and if they don't pay it within 3 days, we cut the water. And the problem with going to the tankers and lining up is a headache. So everybody tend to now reduce the consumption of water as much as they can. And also, as you see, we are expecting more than 1,000 million per gallon by 2030 with the project coming up. We'll talk about the project right now. Zohr North, phase 1 is already completed, and the combined cycle and the desalination is completed in November. Production as 28th of November, official production was in, and it's working fine. And We are using 107 million per gallon from Azor North Phase 1. Phase 2 is identical to Phase 1, is 1,500 megawatt of power and 107 of distilled water. But the proposal came differently right now. The lowest proposal is 2,300 megawatts, and the water, I'm not sure how much it is. You know, technology, every year technology is changing, and the utilization of the land is changing. Like, if we plan it for 1,500, with the new technology, it might accommodate more. So we expect that it will be more than 107. And it's under final evaluation to be awarded within maybe this month or next month. And we have Al Khairan steam turbine. Phase 1 is coming up with 1,500 megawatts and 125 million per gallon. It's going to be MSF or MD. And should be tender 2017, 2018. It was supposed to tender last year, but Azor North Phase 2 was delayed. So we're waiting for Azor North to be awarded. And then we will start with Al Khairan. You know, the manpower for studying, for evaluating is not enough. So once we award Zor Phase 1 and Phase 2, and then we will award Al Khairan. Nuwaisib steam turbine Phase 1. Zor Phase 2 and Al Khairan is with CAP and this IWPP. And in Nuwaisib, we took an exception from Council of Ministers. We justified it by the project as being delayed by CAP because they need consultants, they need consortiums, they need banking consortiums, they need legal consortiums. So the tendering procedure and the awarding and the signing takes too long. And we have new cities coming up, so we need power. So we discussed with the Council of Ministers. We said we need the exception from Law 39 that says anything about 500 megawatts should go to privatize or IWPP. So we took an exception for Nuwaisib. We took exception for 6,000 megawatt and 150 million per gallon. Phase 1 will be tendered pre-qualification 2017, 2018, April for PQ. And it's going to be 3,000 megawatt, Phase 1, and 75 million per gallon, which is going to be MD or MSF. The other one is the Zor North Phase 3 and 4. It was supposed to be 1,800 megawatt and 75. But if the Phase 2 is 2,300 megawatt, the fuel is not enough for another 1,800. So we're going to reduce it to 1,000. It's going to be called Phase 3, not 3 and 4. And it's going to be only 1,000 megawatt and 75 per gallon as well. And also Azor Phase 5 is not mentioned here because we are still negotiating whether we need it, because it's not only a matter of production, it's a matter of exporting the water. And the water department, the project water department, they're discussing that in that area, Azor area, Khairan, Nuwaisib, which is all in the southern area, is really full of water and they cannot accommodate it. So we're going to delay Phase 5 until we're sure if the piping systems can take it. And Doha Phase 1 are always being tendered and signed. Phase 2 will come at the end, 2022, 2023. It's another 60 per gallon. It's RO. This is the two ROs we're having. The thing with RO, we prefer RO because it takes like 40% less energy than the MSF. But the water quality is not good in the north area or in the middle, but it's only in the southern area. And you cannot do that, you cannot accumulate it more. And the new KBC have given us that we cannot build combined cycle. So for steam turbine, we need to do cogenerations. Basically, it's going to be, that's why we're not going to do much ROs yet. But there's another ROs coming up, mobile RO. So Al Khairan steam turbine Phase 2 is about 1,800, no water in it. And it's about 2023 will be tendered. And Shuaiba South is being phased out in 2020, end of 2020, beginning 2021, is going to be replaced by 1,850. Right now, it's 45 million per gallon. It's basically, the water is used for industrial area, for the oil sector, for the refineries. And Doha East is going to be replaced as well. It's been, Shuaibah South has been from the 70s anyway, beginning of 17, end of the 60s. And it's cost a lot, it's high maintenance cost and high operation cost. Doha East is going to be replaced about, it's 1,100 megawatt right now, and it's going to be replaced by 2,400 and 100 million per gallon, and will be tendered in 2022. So you see, we have a lot of projects coming up for whoever interested in water. And don't forget, with this, you need piping, a storage area, you know, and mixing stations. I will show you as well. So this is a node, just in details, you know. The three consortium that has submitted for them, they are Aqua and Marbolin and Somitimo. And it's under final evaluation. And there's a site called WWPTB. It's capped now, not PTB, but the site have not changed the name, so still ptb.government if you want to update on the project or what the new project will be tendered. And this is Al Khiran, as I said, 125 million per gallon, and to be tendered after Zone North Phase 2 is awarded. Shortlist already done last year, so these are the shortlists for it. And Nuwaisib is it's going to be pre-qualification by April 2017, but it is water and power together. And desalination plant, the RO, the same thing. You know, the one is signed for Doha. Doha, the one in the 60 megawatt that's been signed, the infrastructure for the second one is already being included in the first one. So the second one, only the RO unit will be there and will be placed there. We are really interested in RO mobile units as strategic reserve, just in case something happened in the Gulf or something, so we have some spare. This is experimental project, and we will have 100,000 gallon plus storage, 30 units of each one, 30 units, each 100,000. Location will be within the urban areas. Water tank station, residential area, water pumping station, substation, electrical will be tendered by April 2017. And we hope that, I mean, in the tender document, it doesn't say solar mobile, but they're not going to be mobile, it's going to be fixed, but we can move them anytime. So we probably will negotiate or we'll do an addendum that some of them, 5 of them at least, will be solar. So just to test it is working or not, small units. They'll be connected to the water piping system, MEW water piping system anyway. These are the projects coming up as well from the water department, you know. You can see, is there a laser here? Nope. Anyway, you can see from the southern area, Nuwaisib, okay, and then Khiran. And then Azor is next to it, but the Azor piping system has been done and is ready. And these are the piping coming up to the mixing stations, and the piping going up from the south all the way to the north. What? There's a laser? Nope. I checked it. Thank you. He's my best friend. Anyway, so you can see these are projects that are coming up. And these are the projects that's from the south and from Doha, the piping system, and from middle Funtas area. So these are the projects that are coming up soon as well to be tendered within the next 5 years. If you want the presentation, they have it, Mead have it, so talk to them. These are, I'm not going to talk about these in general, but these are the water network projects. Of course, this is some of them, not all of them, because we have internal networking coming for the new cities. It's going to be done by Public Authority for Housing. Like the cities will be built together. They will build the power requirement, the substation, the distribution, the water, and the storage as well. It's a full city will be built by them. We will provide the piping system to the border, with the power overhead lines to the border and the water lines to the border to export the power, to give them water. But internally, there's a lot of piping project coming up and replacement of existing piping system as well. Sulaibiya wastewater treatment. I'm not expert in water treatment, and the guy from water treatment unfortunately couldn't make it. Something came up. But we have Sulaibiya water treatment. It's produced for 80 million per gallon, and religiously they not allowing us to drink it. And so 40 million per gallon goes to Abdali farms. They are used for the farms, so they're saving anyway, distill our fresh water. And 40 million per gallon going to Al Wafra farms as well. This project will be expanded soon. It will be tendered for another 40 million per gallon to be expanded. There's another one called Al Hayman, is under evaluation right now. And there's some more project coming up. About the wastewater treatment, the pipings, most of the piping in the cities is going to be replaced, all of them. So there will be tenders from them. Anybody wants this from Public Works, they can talk to them. And there's a lot of replacement piping systems going to come. This is the law I told you about, the penalties. We have trained 100, not engineers, but 100 employees from MEW. And they took 3 months training to issue tickets. Their job is to start from 5 o'clock in the morning, going around the areas, seeing whoever wasting water coming out of the house, water, washing the cars with water, like the hose, just running water. They take a video of it, and they penalize them. It's not financial penalties, but it is punishment by cutting the water. They give them warning and second warning. I don't have this legal rights, but I take a video wherever I go, and I take the house, the address, and I send it to the undersecretary, and he send it to the department, and they go penalize them. One time, a guy came out with a shotgun, and he said, "It's none of your business." So I had to run away, So seriously, the driver is talking, holding the hose like this, and I told him, and talking to the other driver across the street. And I went to them, I said, "You're wasting water." He said, "What? So what? It's not your money." I said, "Call your sir." So he went to his sir, and he said she's taking a video from we are washing the cars. So the guy came with a shotgun in my area, so it's like, okay, thank you, bye-bye. I just left. I don't know if he took my car number or something, but I told the undersecretary, they send the official judicial with the paper they have, they can penalize them. I don't know, my time is for the water. Would you like to know about alternative energy in general? Yes? Okay. His Highness Emir in 2012 in Qatar, he said that by 2030 we must cover 15% of our demand by alternative energy. And we have started in 2008 studying seriously. But the prices of the PV and the solars and the CSP and the wind was higher compared to burning the fuel, which is our fuel. It's Kuwait's fuel is there. It's a lot. And but then we considered like we have to go green. We have to save the environments and the global heating. So as you see, for the our economics depends on oil. We don't have any other resources, So basically, we will be burning 900,000 barrels of oil by 2030. That's mean in 2015, salaries cannot be paid if we're going to burn the fuels. There's nothing to export. So basically, that's why we're going with full speed with this alternative energy. MEW was the first project. This was tendered 2012, and 2014 was in operation. It's 1 megawatt. It's a small project, but it's a start, and it's working since 2014 perfectly, and it is the 2 building. And as you see, it looks pretty, It's our ministry. So I told the minister in 2010, you can't let anybody do solar on their buildings, and we are Minister of Resources and Water. He said, go ahead. So he gave us the money, and we went ahead. It's true. If Minister of Resources and Water doesn't do the first solar project, you want someone else to do it? So we got the budget within like 3 months, and we did the tendering, and it was not too high. It was 1.1 million KD for 1,000. We use the offset money as well. A lot of the companies, they come, Mitsubishi, ABB, Siemens, they come to us for the offset money. They do the projects for us, and this is, it's only 117 on the car parks of the Kuwait towers. I think everybody doesn't know this. This is a symbol of Kuwait. But the funny thing is that on the day of inauguration, the minister went there, it was a bit cloudy, and when they measured, they read the meter, it was only 12 kilowatts. So 117 minus 12. So what do you think? You know? So the minister was saying, is that feasible? I said, come on, it's only, how many rainy days we'll have? It hasn't rained since December, seriously. It rains in November a little bit, beginning of December. We haven't had rain for 2 months now. So what is 1 day or 2 days or even 10 days? And this is Ishagaya. This is the main alternative energy farm. And it has first pilot project done with KISR, Kuwait Institute of Scientific Research. It has 10 megawatt of PV, 10 megawatt of wind, and 50 megawatt of CSP. The PV and the wind is already in operation. And the CSP will be in operation in July, inshallah. The land originally was accommodating 2 gigawatt, but we're redesigning it. And I don't think we're going to go CSP, so it's bad news for whoever has CSPs, manufacturers. I don't think we're going to go with CSPs now because the development of CSP technology is not fast and the price is not dropping fast. So we're going to go with PV. So as you see, phase 2 is 1 gigawatt of PV and will be tendered by KNBC, Kuwait National Petroleum Company. They want to cover their 15% of energy consumed within the refineries by alternative energy. Everybody's doing it. The school are doing it. The mosques are doing it. The institute, the university are doing it. Everybody's covering their 15%. So at the end, we have quite 15% of our demand will be covered. The other one is, this is coming back. This is very interesting because we have about 300 megawatts of total power generation. The feasibility study was done in last 2 years, but last year the budget was canceled due of the oil prices, so they canceled the budget for this one, but they gave us the budget for this year. So it is, the phase 1 is about 30 megawatts in Subiya area, which is, you see, north of Kuwait. Next to Bobian Island, it's there, and it is the budget about 25 million KD. I think the budget is high. Nobody goes, please don't bid for 25, you will lose, huh? The technology is dropping so fast, so don't bid for 25. This is only, we put it just in case it become, we can't put like 18, 19, and then it comes higher, and Ministry of Finance says, oh, no, you under budget, over budgeted, you know, just cancel. So we over budgeted just in case, but don't go 25. Okay, and we are preparing the TOR for consultancy service that will be tendered the next 2 months. And just to tell us how much we can accommodate on each area. There are 19 locations in Kuwait, all over Kuwait. And this is the first phase. If it goes through, then the second and third, 4 will go. Then the next one will be 3 location, not 1. We just want to go through first with the budget. Okay. PV water reservoirs, this is the one, Midamil conducted, this is the 25 location, as I said, and 300 megawatt. List of pre-qualified contractors is announced already, but we have been having a lot of companies coming to us to pre-qualify, and 5 of these qualified companies has been bankrupt, so take them out and put the new ones. So you're interested, come to us. Okay. And this is Abdaliya shortlist. This is integrated solar combined cycle that, seriously, I don't see it coming. It has been delayed for the last 2 years, you know, but the closing date has been shifted now to February 4th. It's been delayed like 5 times so far. And this is solar with gas turbines. I'm going fast, okay? We're doing gas generation electricity on 1,500 houses. The first 50 houses already installed, and these are the picture how they look like. The thing is, Kuwait houses are not designed for solar. The rooftop is not designed for solar, but the new houses will be designed. So they have selected 150 houses. They evaluated it, whether they're okay or not. And the one that's suitable, they put solar on it. It's called grid connection. Actually, it's in-house connection, not to grid, because you cannot connect 5, 6 megawatts to the grid. All right? But this is going on continuously. So another 1,350 houses coming up soon. These are the other projects we are doing. We're implementing solar heaters on co-ops, on centers, on buildings, everywhere. We're just going to cover Kuwait. When you fly to Kuwait next time, you'll see it all solar PV, reflecting. Okay, and this is Kuwait Oil Company. This already finished, and there's another project coming up for oil company. As I said, if each sector is doing their own business, their own solar, covering 15%. So this was already signed, and it was inaugurated, and it started working 26 October of 10 megawatt. This is KBC we're doing on fuel stations, and this is the airport. This is very interesting, thin film. It's going to be 16 megawatt of solar, individual buildings, so it's highest in the world. But I heard Qatar is trying to compete with us to do it faster. It's 2020 should be in, 2022. Qatar is trying to do it 2021. We'll see. Thank you.